Hey, Nicholas here from 5ETactical. I am bringing you guys carjacking. All right, so let's talk about this. It's a very, very horrendous thing that they are doing, taking advantage of you, leaving, or getting into your car. I've got a few notes here from the FBI that they released about carjacking. So one of them is about 35,000 carjackings happen annually. So, I mean, that's a lot. And usually, whenever they are attacking, they have a handgun. It says 77% of the time. That's a large percentage to think about having a weapon that is very dangerous. And then most of the carjackings happen between 8 p.m. and 11 p.m. So, again, those are the times that you're getting off of work or some of the overnighters that are going into work, right? And typically on the weekends. So, this information is crucial to understand because now we need to know, what are some of the spots that they're frequenting. And as the FBI released, city streets, residential driveways, car dealerships, and gas stations are huge. So, I mean, if you think about those, you live at your residence, so you're there often. You go to a gas station maybe once, twice a week. Car dealerships, city streets, I mean, these are all things that are constantly frequented. And if we're seeing as much as 35,000 annually, and typically having a handgun, that's pretty dangerous and stuff that we want to worry about and we want to focus on. Let's go over a couple different scenarios. I wrote a few down. So they can also get motorist because they don't have the four doors that can protect them. So whenever they go to a stoplight, they're very vulnerable. Very easy to be knocked off, and the key's already in, so you can take the vehicle, the bike. That's a very common place to be attacked, or the gas station, or a parking lot. I bring all these points up because you have to understand your personal safety. So being more alert, being more aware in these situations and these places that I've listed is going to be tremendous for stopping potential attackers. So moving forward, carjacker groups often use bump and run techniques. So when a thief runs in, pulls up behind you and bumps into their car, this is an easy way to get you out because you're upset, you're frustrated at whoever just hit you, but it does get you out of your vehicle. And at the very least, it gets you to pull over in a secluded area where they can do their work. It says here, typically the carjacker is between the ages of 21 and 29. So young people trying to make a buck, take your car, or they just don't care about you, and that's a fast way for them to get a thrill. You never know the intention. But this is something to take a look at, what I have next. About half, so 54% of all successful or attempted carjackings were committed by groups of 2 or more offenders. That's huge to think about because now it's not just an isolated attack with one-on-one. There's typically someone else that is going to blindside or going to distract or double team to where it's an even tougher scenario. So again, being aware of the potential dangers of place that can happen, and then the percentage of how many can be attacking you, and also understanding that they are typically armed. So I hope you guys are taking notes on this because those are the 4 points so far that are going to be very helpful moving forward. So more than likely you're going to be facing more than one person. So let's move on. So if you're prepared and aware, you might be able to defend from this. And that's why I'm saying, I'm letting you know, it's typically, if you're in that scenario, you're typically dealing with more than one person. Okay. Let's see. Let's move down. So then the question is, what can I do? And this is a commonly asked question that we researched and been asked quite a bit. What can you do to defend against carjacking? So keep all your doors locked. That's a big one. So make a routine of locking your door as soon as you shut it. Don't sit there and lollygag on your cellular device or your radio, or whatever. Lock the door. Um, it's when you're at a gas station. It's when your car, you're next to your car and you might just be hanging out. Um, it's just those times that these people will see an opportunity to strike. So make sure when you're doing these things, you're to the point. Pay for your gas quickly. Go to your car. Don't leave it unlocked while you're going to pay for it. If you go inside and you don't pay at the gas pump, do not leave it unlocked. Right? That seems very straightforward, but a lot of people do. So just keep that in mind. Um, just try to be aware of your surroundings. You have to remember your modules that you've taken, the awareness, preparedness, um, because those two are going to prepare you for a potential carjacker. And I cannot stress this enough that these are dangerous situations that we're highlighting so that you can have more understanding of what to do and what to expect. Um, Also, before opening your car door, check the back seat because if you did leave it open, someone could have gotten in. I know some of these things seem a little interesting to certain people, but it doesn't matter. Check the back seat and make sure there's no one back there. There could be someone back there that wants to hold you for ransom, get some money from you, follow you home, etc. I mean, the list is endless. So that's a good note that I put down here. Um, while you're on the highway, I really like this note that we listed here. While you're on the highway, try to keep in the center lane. Um, it reduces your chances of that bump and run that they typically do because they will hit your car. If you're on the right side, then you can easily pull over and, exchange insurance or whatever they plan to do. But it makes it safer and harder for them to do it if you're in the center lane. If you're confronted with a carjacker who is armed, and they intend on using deadly force, utilize action you have learned from 5 Elements tactical training, meaning you have taken the action courses and all the modules and you are prepared to take action. So again, I appreciate you guys going through this with me. If you have any questions, just email us and we will answer them to the best of our abilities. I'm glad that I got to bring out these points for a carjacker scenario because let me tell you, you might overlook this, but it is possible and it can happen to you. It's very important to go over this module, to make notes on those major highlighted things, the places, the possible weapon that they could have, and much more, and understand them so you know how to go through that situation. So